Welcome to the Explainer. Now, if you're in quality assurance, you know the daily grind all too well. But what if the biggest challenges of your job could be, well, transformed by AI? Today, we're not just going to talk about concepts. We're actually going to build a practical, hands-on AI toolbox that you can start using right away.
So let's just get real for a second about the core challenge. Being a modern QA professional isn't just about finding bugs anymore, is it? It's really about trying to tame this absolute storm of data that's coming at you from every single direction.
I'm sure this looks pretty familiar. You're digging through flaky test logs, you're trying to guess why the pipeline failed this time, you're decoding these super vague bug reports. It's like you're panning for gold in a river of mud. You just know the real issue is buried in there somewhere, but where? But what if you could completely flip that dynamic? Just imagine having an intelligent copilot that cuts right through all that static to find the one clean signal you're looking for. And look, this isn't science fiction. Today, we're going to build that copilot tool by tool. Okay, tool number 1. And this right here is the foundation for everything else we're about to cover. It's the structured prompt. This is how we start turning all of that chaos into clear, actionable intelligence. So what exactly is a structured prompt? Well, think of it as a really precise command. You're not just asking some vague question. You're telling the AI exactly what to look into, how to analyze it, and this is the most important part, the exact format you want the answer in. The goal is simple, no more guesswork. Honestly, the best way to think about this is like you're briefing a new junior QA on your team. You wouldn't just say, hey, go look at the failures. No way. You'd get specific, right? Analyze these failures by module, find any correlations with browser type, and I want a CSV file. You do it for a person, so you have to do it for the AI. And this whole process really breaks down into 4 simple, repeatable steps. First, you define the scope of what you're looking for. Then, you set the rules for how the AI should think about the data. Third, you specify exactly what you want it to spit out at the end. And finally, you point it to the right sources, whether that's raw logs, internal docs, or even developer forms. And this is the amazing payoff for being that precise. You can ask a really complicated question like, why are our mobile tests failing more in the CI environment? And instead of getting back some long, rambling paragraph, you get this, a perfectly structured table that breaks it all down. Failure patterns, correlations, even potential root causes. It's instantly useful. And we are not talking about a small improvement here. The data shows that using this kind of structured approach can make your root cause analysis insights up to 80% more accurate. I mean, just think about that for a second. That's a massive leap in efficiency. So here's your key takeaway for this first tool. Always end your prompt by specifying the output format you need. And here's a great shortcut for you. Just tell the AI to apply causal reasoning to QA failures. That command cuts right to the chase and helps you find the why so much faster. Okay, so we've got our first tool, this structured prompt. Now let's apply it to one of the biggest time sinks for any QA team, root cause analysis. It is time to upgrade our RCA from just, guesswork to pure, hard evidence. This tool is all about something called deep causal reasoning. I know, it's a fancy term, but the idea is actually pretty simple. Instead of just finding a single failure point, the AI looks for all the hidden connections, the complex interactions between the browser, the server, and a specific piece of code that are the real source of the bug. Think about it like this. It's that deep manual investigation you wish you had time for. Figuring out that one bizarre bug that only seems to happen at 2 a.m. But it's all done for you, automatically in seconds. So instead of your team spending hours in a meeting just guessing why the checkout process is failing on one specific browser, the AI can deliver this, a clear, evidence-based breakdown of all the likely factors. And suddenly, you're not just guessing about environment instability or API latency, you have a data-driven starting point. Now, to get the absolute most out of this, here are 2 pro tips for you. First, force the AI to dig deeper by asking it to explain contradictions, because that's where the really subtle, tricky bugs often hide. And for a shortcut to a great visual, just ask for an RCA matrix and a stage timeline. All right, tool number 3. For this one, we're shifting our focus a bit. We're going to move away from our internal test data and tap into an external goldmine that honestly, most QA teams completely overlook: actual user feedback. The idea here is so simple but so powerful. You can proactively find bug patterns just by listening to what your users are already complaining about online. The AI can scan places like Reddit, Stack Overflow, or GitHub issues and take hundreds of scattered comments and group them into clear, actionable themes for your team. And the value of this is just huge. It's like you conducted 300 user interviews overnight, but without spending a single dollar on a research study. You get to hear about real-world app crashes and broken workflows directly from the people who are actually experiencing them. So the trick to making this work is to focus the AI. You have to tell it to ignore general web sources and only look at social channels. Then you ask it to do two things: rank the complaints it finds by how often they pop up, and then pull in direct user quotes for context. This whole process will give you powerful, user-centric test scenarios you probably would have never even thought of on your own. So we have these powerful individual tools, right? We have prompts, RCA, user mining. The final step is to combine them all into a unified system that's tailored to your specific project. In other words, let's build your team's reusable QA brain. Now, this is a really critical distinction to understand. Using a general-purpose AI is kind of like asking a total stranger for directions. Yeah, they might have general knowledge, but they don't know your neighborhood. Creating a custom space is completely different. You train an AI only on your project's data, your logs, your Jira tickets, your product docs. It becomes a private QA expert that knows your project inside and out. So let's put it all together into a simple cheat sheet. First, always structure your prompts with scope, rules, and output. Second, be deliberate about your sources. Are you looking at logs, social media, or your internal docs? Third, use custom spaces fed with your team's data to get true expertise. And finally, always push the AI to find the why by asking for that causal analysis and contradictions. Now, if you only remember one single thing from this entire explainer, please make it this magic phrase. Ending your prompts with this specific command is the single best way to guarantee you get back results that are structured, visual, and actually actionable for your entire team. You see, ultimately, this is all about a fundamental shift. You're moving beyond just running tests and reacting to failures. With this AI toolbox, you're building an intelligent system that can finally listen to what your data has been trying to tell you all along. The question on the screen really says it all. Your QA data is talking. So, are you ready to listen?